All right, I got a little ahead of myself. I went down in February. Yes, February. I know that's how I feel too, February. But I thought, you know what? It's a beautiful day. I just want to get out so badly, and I want to get fishing. So I'm down here. I'm putting on the camera. We are starting another season of Sands in the Surf. Are we excited? I'm excited. Are you excited? Yes. Yes, we're excited. Sands in the Surf. And we're going to be out here fishing. We had a couple of things planned up. I want to do some night fishing this year, as I got some gloves that light up. I got a hat that lights up too. And I want to try a little fly fishing again. I want to try go try that king mackerel fishing, maybe on the pier this year. Anyway, this year I'm just going to go out fishing right now. I've got a little bit of this OP bait soak. I did a video on that before. I had another bag, so I figured that can't hurt. It's February. I'm going to try. Pull out all the stops. And I got some of this green fish bait stuff. I'll have to show it to you later in the video. I forgot what it's called, but it turns the shrimp green. I don't know if that makes it taste better or not, but I'm just going to cut some pieces of that. And I've got some fish bites there too. My favorite flavor, the bloodworm. So a little bit of fish bite, a little green on the bottom, a little red on the top, and we'll see what it catches on our smaller than 1 ounce hook and our 4 ounce weight. And I'm going to go out there and just cast it out, and let's see what we can catch in February. You know, probably gonna pull up a big one. And yes, I feel it. I feel the weight. It's so, oh man, he's fighting. I'm tugging him in. I'm bringing him in. I'm thinking this is the best day of my life. I gotta remember, one thing I forgot to do was bring my waders, so I couldn't really wade out, and this was low tide on top of that, so I really couldn't fish much past the surf. And yeah, so this is. Yeah, that's what I caught. A seaweed fish, and a lot of it. So I got to go back home. I got to wait till March. I got to get my waders, and we'll pick it up from there. Here, do you want to see my catch up close? Here you go, my friends. let's come back and try this again in March. The one thing I might warn you guys, if you're coming down to Oak Island this summer and you haven't been down here since last summer, you're going to be amazed at the amount of construction. This is a bridge going up right where the Lowe's is, and across the street is the Williamson track going in. It's going to be 8,000 units. There's only 8,000 people on Oak Island full time. There's going to be 8,000 units. It's going to double our population. There's maybe you'll be happy about this. There's a Starbucks that's gone in over here. There's a Tractor Supply company going in. 211. They're redoing 211, so the whole stretch of 211, all by St. James, the whole thing all the way down to the Walmart, is construction like this, and you can actually see the back of the Lowe's home improvement shop from the road now, which is pretty crazy. They're building a road over. Hello, it's March. Hello, my Oak Island surf fishing friends. It is March, and we are going down to the beach. We're down to the beach. We're going surf fishing. I'm going to put in my sand stake here. There you go. And then we're gonna go fishing. We tried to go in February. You saw that. That was silly. But what went wrong? Number one, I went at low tide, and number two, I didn't have my waders on. Got my waders on this time, and that's important because I couldn't cast out far enough at low tide to get to where the fish are. But today, I hope, because I have my waders on, I'll be able to do that. So fix that. High tide coming up means those little puffer fish are going to be out there looking to get caught. They're like getting tossed around. Look at the waves. All right, come on, let's go fishing. So since I was overly optimistic in February and didn't catch anything, I had plenty of bait left over. So I still have my OP bait soak, which I got from Fish Gum, which is supposed to taste like yabbies. I got my green stuff, which turns my shrimp green. I'm not sure if it makes it flavorful or not, but it sure makes it colorful. And my fish bites, my favorite flavor, bloodworm. So I've got great tasting, tastes great, less filling, looks pretty. It's got to catch something. I'm going to put them on my rig here, just a double drop rig with a 4 ounce weight right there and hold the bottom, and a small hook. So a 1 ounce or smaller hook. So if you don't understand hook sizes, a 3 is pretty small, a 2 is smaller than that, and a 1 is smallest, but then it starts going up. So 1/0, that's called 1 ounce. That's a little bit bigger. 2/0, that's a little bit bigger, so I'd like to stay away from those unless I'm going for bigger fish. So smaller is better when you're going for things like whiting and puffing. So I cast out the line. Now, as we know, March comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb. And it was lion season. It was lion season, not puffer season, because the wind was blowing like crazy. I just pointed to where I had cast that rod, and now I cast this rod. I'm going to go back to the previous rod that I had just cast, and as I pull it in, I notice that it is basically up on the shore. Even with that 4-ounce weight, look at this. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going to hold it. It is all the way down, pointing to the west end of the beach, right up along the shoreline. So I gave up. That's right. I had to give up. I decided I would get a new logo for our website, a new logo for Sands in the Surf.
Here at Sands in the Surf headquarters with Grayson Sands on the other line. Hello, Grayson Sands on the other line.
I didn't know I was getting on the Sands in the Surf channel.
Well, yeah, I guess you'll have to now.
Well, my name is Grayson Sands.
It's a good name.
And I run a channel on YouTube called Grayson's Graphics. Ooh. And on Grayson's Graphics, we do graphic design challenges and little fun videos that we don't take ourselves too seriously. We try to mess around and have fun with Photoshop again.
So you do have some experience in making logos and branding, I assume.
I've made less than 10 in my life, so nice. We should be able to make something great for you. What brings you here, Mr. Sands? Why are you calling me today?
You know, Grayson, I've been doing Sands in the Surf for about 4 years. It's probably going into my 5th year. The first year I did it, the videos were just stuff I did on like the Microsoft, software that came on the computer. And then later on, we made a logo and kind of got a little branding going with it and got a little more professional with the equipment. And but I think it's time for an upgrade. I felt like it was time for a new logo, a new look.
Okay. If your brand that we're building, if you can close your eyes and kind of imagine, if your brand was a fish, what type of fish would it be?
There's probably five top fish we catch: puffer, whiting, bluefish, whiting, black drum, and then and actually, if you look at the site, there's a picture of me actually holding a bluefish. So that's a pretty common. Like if you're in the surf, in sharks, but we catch a lot of those. But most people don't target them; they're just kind of bycatch and stuff like that. But
now, style-wise, I feel like your current graphics are very fun. Is that something that you like to lean into? You like fun? Do you like silly? Do you like professional, modern, fancy? What kind of style do you like to go for?
I hadn't thought about that. I think that my personal style when I make art is kind of whimsical. And I do think, I kind of feel like I do have fun making the videos. Like, a lot of times when I'm making them, even though I mess up or whatever, I'll laugh. I just find them funny to make. And I think people kind of like that humor. So maybe if we kept with that, kind of that, it can be playful, it can be kind of whimsical.
Okay. Well, Mr. Sands, it's been a lot of good information to get started with. The way this process is going to work is I'm going to take what you kind of told me today. I'm going to come up with a few ideas, and I'm going to sketch them out.
Okay. Sounds good.
How's that sound?
So let's do this. Let's do both those things. Send them to me in an email. Give me a day to look them over and kind of come up with some thoughts about them, and then let's have a quick, meeting like this. And I can tell you this way, you'll know exactly like what I do like and what I don't like about them, so you have a better idea that way. I think that'd be more helpful.
Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Sands in the Surf.
Okay, now that we got Grayson busy working on the logo, we can get out and do what we do like to do best, which is, I don't know if it's what we do best, but what we like to do best is go fishing. So, boy, I don't have to tell you about the bait and the hook. You know what I've got left over because I haven't used any yet. So let's just get out there. I brought my waders this time, even though it was low tide, and I walked way out there. I'll show you in a minute so I could cast past the breakers. And that was the trick with the bait because now I got my act together. It's March. I got my waders on. I'm casting past the breakers. Got great bait, and I'm going to catch some fish. And I am not disappointed in my first fish of the 24 season. And here it comes right here. It is a little whiting. Yes, a little whiting. And I doubled up because I also got a little puffer on the same line. Now, he's kind of small, so I'm throwing him back. But that's okay. I mean, at least, we got the skunk off the rod and reel, and to catch a puffer and a whiting so early in the season I'm feeling really good about it. So I'm going to wade out there. Now, let me show you how far I'm walking out here. When I turn, I'm going to cast, and once I cast, you can see where the breakers are. Once I cast, I'm going to turn around and just look how far I am from the shore. Take a look at this. So I had to get way out there, but I'm only in like knee-deep water. I'm not like up to my waist or anything. I walked all that way out there just to be in knee-deep water, but I knew there weren't going to be any puffer in that close at low tide. And so walking out there really paid off because that seemed to be where the puffers were. So here goes another guy here, and he did himself a favor. And for us, he puffed up for us. We got one puff, not puffed up. We got one puff, not puffed up, and everybody enjoys seeing a good puffer, right, Mark? Mark's down there with me. He's going to come out fishing. He told me he's going to come fishing with me. I got to get him out there. Now that we're starting to catch fish, I think he's going to want to join in on the action. And you can see that rod. That rod was a bending, and I think this is a nice size fish. And I'm thinking in my head, what can this be? Like I'm thinking a big whiting, right? Because I had that yabby bait on there, and the big yabbies like the big whiting, like the yabbies, right? But then I pulled him in, and it was a big fish, but it was not the red drum I was thinking about, or even a whiting. I said, look, a little disappointed. You could just see it because it was just a dogfish. It was like this. I had to get the pliers, get the, it's fun to catch a little dogfish, but you're kind of thinking, wow, maybe I got a big black drum or a red drum or a whiting or something like that. But it's just a dogfish. So, but so he that's not uncommon this time of year. Not uncommon to catch sharks down here at all, right? I'm going to get him off the hook. Now this little dogfish didn't seem to know which way to go, and so I let him go, and he just started swimming back to shore. And I'm like, no, the water's the other way, buddy. So I actually gave him a little pull there, tried to get him the other way, and he did the same thing. He's a land shark. He wanted to come up on shore. So I finally had to give him a little toss to get him out in the deeper water, and he swam away off strong. So we did a little fishing. We caught a couple of puffer, a whiting, shark. Nothing great. Didn't bring anything home. Probably having salad for dinner. So that means I got to go out and get something to eat. So let's do that. Down to Southport. That's the Southport Marina. It used to be Southport Marina. Now it's called Morningstar. And this is Fizzy Jane's. They own Coco Cabana, Kaya Joe's on the island. Both great restaurants if you haven't been there. So I was like, I got to check out this Fizzy Jane's joint. And we did check it out, and we went for brunch. It was Sunday morning. We decided to go down for brunch. It had just opened up. There's no one even in the place yet. We were the first ones to go to Fizzy Jane's on a Sunday morning. And we also invited two of our friends. Picked up the menu, nice funky cocktails. Like they had this cranberry, like usually I think of a mimosa is just like some orange juice and champagne, but I was like, I'm going to get this mimosa, this cranberry mimosa, and fish sandwich. It wasn't lunchtime yet. I'm going to get breakfast, but this looks more like a glass of champagne with like a piece of orange in it than it does a real mimosa, but that's okay. I'm going to drink it anyway because it's a Sunday brunch and you have to have mimosas or Bloody Marys, I suppose, which is what Steve got. He got a nice Bloody Mary with some olives in it, and I told him he had to put the orange back in because I get the full effect. Show you what they're giving you there. The waitress came over, took our order, and when the food came out, it looked absolutely delicious. There, Kim got some brunch with a big egg up on top, and it was just really good all around here. Oh, that's Steve's. Bring me mine. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go. Now, if you don't think it looks delicious, which I think it looks delicious, and you can't go wrong with Kaya Joe and those guys, they're just good food. It's just they have good chefs, they have good food. So to prove it, I'm going to show you what we did. There's my plate, and take a look at Steve's plate over here. So it must have been good because there's nothing left.
I'm working on the new Sands in the Surf video right now as we speak.
Exciting.
I'm editing the part where we met last time.
Yeah.
So this is our second meeting for those at home. Tell them what we're doing today.
Today we're presenting the final draft of the logo. We're going to hope Mr. Sands likes it, and then this will be his logo. So, with that being said, you can open your email, and I've sent you the final pufferfish design for you to take a look at in 3 color schemes.
Okay. And let's see. Boom, there we go. Okay. We got Pufferfish 1, Pufferfish 2, and Pufferfish 3. And I like all 3 of them. I'll take all 3.
You like all 3?
We'll take all 3.
I sent you 3 options just so you can take a look at different color palettes and get an idea of what you like first.
It reminds me of the round donut. It reminds me of like a life ring you would send out. Yeah, like on a boat. Like you'd have one. So that's cool. It looks very nautic.
It's very nautical.
Nautic.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed Arctic. Yeah, very article.
So, Mr. Sands, when does the whiting season?
Whiting season would begin in late March. The whiting come in March and April. So we've got some new message from Grayson Sands.
Oh.
Show. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, it's a big one. Oh, he's like standing up. And one of the things whiting have is a distinctive beard under their chin, just like a little spike almost. So if you could stick a little spike underneath the bottom of his chin, go look at a picture of whiting and know what I'm talking about. I think that would solidify his whitingness. I got a new one. Okay, I gotta move my camera over. We're gonna see it up close. I'm gonna hit show. Here we go.
Okay.
Show. Ta-da! Whoa, what's going on with them?
So this is 2 bluefish on the line.
Wow, we got 2.
That's what I was going for there.
Yeah, I see it.
So, but I thought that bluefish run in schools. Typically, sometimes you get 2 on a double drop rig.
Yeah. So we caught 2 today.
We embodied that in this logo by adding 2 bluefish on the line.
Okay. Are we ready for shark?
I'm ready for shark. Take a look.
Oh, I don't know about this one.
Oh no.
I don't know if he says shark. Okay, I know what he needs.
Okay. What does he need?
All he needs is some gill lines.
Gill lines.
Maybe 3 little gill lines, 3 or 4 gill lines. Yeah, to make him look more sharky. Yeah, I think gill lines, and maybe try some teeth, and we can talk about teeth.
And I ran out of the film stop before I got to do the black drum, but there it is in the top right-hand corner. So there are the 5 logos. Each one, we're going to roll out the merch shop next, so you'll be able to get your favorite shirt. Which team you want to be on? Team Puffer, Team Whiting, Team Bluefish? It's up to you. Anyway, let's get out one last time and get some fishing done to our favorite spot. This is 10th Street, by the way, if you need to know. The mat's there because it is a handicap-friendly location or spot where you can get out there, and I guess that would make it easier to roll down if you had one of those big beach wheelchairs or something like that. So the handicap-friendly access point at on Oak Island, and I just like to fish there because Josh, my son, and I used to fish there all the time, and I think it was a Pokemon stop, which is why he liked to fish there all the time. But it just became our spot, so I fished there a lot, and I got myself a puffer right off the bat right here, and you can't go wrong with some puffer. But this one was a little small, so he's going to go back. I don't know where the big puffer are. Maybe as March rolls on, they'll start getting bigger. I have seen some people posting on the Oak Island Fishing Facebook page, and they had some puffer that looked much bigger than mine, and they were going to go home and make some fish tacos. So I do need to get out here in all March and get myself, fill up a bucket with puffer, which is one of my favorite fish to eat. If you've never eaten one, they're not poisonous. That's the Japanese version, or the porcupine fish. Don't eat anything like that, but just a northern puffer, delicious to eat, make great fish tacos, but you want them to be a little bigger, like it's a little small, and there's not going to be much meat on there. So, but that's okay. So do you ever, you know you're having a good day fishing. Do you ever have this happen? You go and you get one rod, and then look over at the other rod, look at the top of it, and you're going to see it start to bob. And I can see there's something there, and I'm watching it as I'm reeling in, because I got one on this rod, and I'm just watching it bob, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to reel this one in, then I'm going to get that rod. But you never know, like, could that fish be better than the fish that's on right here? So you don't want to like let it lay there too long either, right? But the one thing about circle hooks is that it's harder for the fish to get off. The circle hook basically catches the fish itself. So I did get a puffer, and I said, I'm just going to put this rod down and let this guy sit here just for a minute, reel in the other rod, and we'll come right back to this puffer, because this is a good problem to have, like 2 rods and 2 fish at the same time. That's a nice problem. I like that one. I'll take that problem any day. So I grabbed that rod and I started reeling that one in, and I happen to have a nice fish on that rod too. So I put that one down. Now I got to run back over to the first fish and look, watch me run. There you go. Get him off the hook, get him back in the water, because he was too small. Not going to keep him, but I want to make sure that he can grow up, and I catch him next year and he'd be a little bit bigger there. And then I come back to this fish here, which turns out to be a little whiting. So we're getting some whiting, we're getting some puffer. So if you've been waiting to go fishing all February like I have, this is the time. Let's go. We got to get out there. We're going to be catching some whiting. They're going to be getting bigger. We're going to be catching some puffer. They're going to be getting bigger. And just check the area, make sure I didn't leave anything behind, and go eat my salad. But they're going to be bigger ones coming soon.